We live in the most connected time in human history, or so we're told. Our phones buzz constantly with notifications. We have hundreds, maybe thousands of friends online. We can see what an old schoolmate had for breakfast in real time, even if they're on the other side of the planet. So, here's the strange question, the one that doesn't quite add up. If we're all so connected, why are so many of us so profoundly lonely? It's a paradox that seems to define a generation. It's a quiet epidemic happening not in the shadows, but right out in the open, illuminated by the cold blue light of our screens. I've spent a lot of time meeting people on the fringes, but this feeling isn't on the fringe at all. It's mainstream. It's the young professional in a bustling London office, surrounded by colleagues, but feeling completely alone. It's the student in Manchester, scrolling through photos of parties they weren't invited to. This isn't the loneliness of a hermit choosing solitude in a remote cabin. This is a modern urban loneliness. It's the feeling of being invisible in a crowd, of shouting into a digital void and hearing only the echo of your own voice bounce back, unheard and unacknowledged. This feeling seems to be particularly sharp for millennials. This is the generation that came of age with the internet. We were promised a global village. We were told that technology would bring us closer together. Yet for many, it seems to have done the opposite. The statistics, when you look at them, are quite startling. They paint a picture that's hard to ignore. In the UK, the problem has become so significant that it's been given a name, the loneliness epidemic. A 2022 study by the Campaign to End Loneliness found that young adults aged 16 to 24 are one of the loneliest age groups in the country. This isn't just a feeling, it's a documented social issue. It challenges our old ideas about loneliness being something that primarily affects the elderly. The data shows it's the young who are now on the front line of this silent struggle. So, what is happening here in Britain? Life for many young people has become a precarious balancing act. There's the pressure to build a career, often involving long hours and a hustle culture that leaves little room for a social life. Many move to big cities like London, Birmingham, leaving behind the support networks of family and old friends. They arrive in a new place, full of ambition, only to find that making new, genuine friendships as an adult is surprisingly difficult. I spoke to a software developer named Ben who moved to London from a small town in Yorkshire. "My whole life is my flat and my office," he said. "I work, I go home, I watch Netflix, I sleep. On weekends I'm too tired to do much. I see people on Instagram having these amazing lives, going out with big groups of friends. I just don't know how they do it. It feels like I missed the memo on how to have a life." His story is incredibly common. It's the reality of modern city life for many, surrounded by millions, yet feeling utterly isolated. This isn't just a British phenomenon, of course. A global Cigna study found similar trends worldwide, with some of the highest loneliness scores reported among young adults. But in the UK, the issue has a specific flavour. It's tied up with economic pressures, the decline of traditional community spaces, and a very British sort of reserve that can make it hard to initiate new connections. We are a nation that prides itself on politeness, but sometimes that politeness can be a barrier to the vulnerability that true friendship requires. It's easier to say "I'm fine, thanks," than "actually, I'm feeling quite lonely." That statement hangs in the air. It's the difference between a contact and a connection. It's the gap between knowing of someone and truly knowing them. We've collected people like digital trading cards, but we seem to have forgotten how to actually play the game, how to build something real and lasting from the pieces we've gathered. Social media is at the heart of this conversation. It's the ghost in the machine of modern loneliness. It presents itself as the ultimate tool for connection, a digital town square. But for many, it functions more like a hall of mirrors. It reflects back a distorted, curated, and impossibly perfect version of everyone else's life. We scroll through endless feeds of perfect holidays, perfect relationships, perfect parties. It's a highlight reel. We're comparing it to our own behind-the-scenes footage, complete with all the boring, messy, and lonely moments. This constant comparison can be brutal. The very design of these platforms encourages a performance. We're not just sharing our lives. We're building a personal brand. Every post is a press release. Every picture is an advertisement for how happy and successful we are. This pressure to perform can be exhausting, and it creates a sense of detachment from our real selves. It fosters a fear of being authentic, because our real imperfect lives might not get as many likes. The result is a strange paradox. We are communicating more than ever, but we are saying less of what truly matters. We are hiding in plain sight. This leads to what some psychologists call passive social media use. This is the act of endlessly scrolling, consuming other people's content without ever really interacting. It's like pressing your face against the glass of a sweet shop, watching everyone else enjoy themselves. Research from universities like Pittsburgh has shown a direct correlation between high levels of passive social media use and increased feelings of loneliness and depression. The more we watch, the more isolated we feel. Loneliness isn't just a sad feeling, it's actually a serious public health issue. The physical and mental consequences are real. They're well documented. Dr. Vivek Murthy, a former US Surgeon General, has written extensively on this. He compares the mortality impact of loneliness to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It's a powerful comparison. It forces us to take loneliness as seriously as other major health risks. It's not just in our heads, it's in our bodies. It's a physical ailment as much as an emotional one. The biological mechanisms are grim. Chronic loneliness triggers a constant fight or flight state. That raises stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, this leads to inflammation. Chronic inflammation links to serious health problems, heart disease, strokes, weakened immune system, certain types of cancer. Your body starts to wear itself down. The lack of a tribe becomes a physical wound. The mental health impact is severe. Loneliness is a major risk factor for depression. Loneliness is a major risk factor for anxiety. It creates a vicious cycle. Feeling lonely makes you less likely to reach out. That makes you feel even more lonely. It warps perception like a distorted mirror. You may believe you're unlikable, or that others are untrustworthy. It erodes self-esteem. It makes the world feel hostile and unwelcoming. For many, a heavy fog descends, blocking a way out. So, what can be done? The scale of the problem can feel overwhelming, but the solutions often start small. They don't require a grand gesture. They begin with a single, intentional act. It could be as simple as putting your phone away when you're with someone. Give them your full, undivided attention. Show them that they are more important than the digital world in your pocket. This small act of presence can transform a superficial interaction into a moment of genuine connection. It's a quiet rebellion against the culture of distraction. Another step is to be proactive, even when it feels difficult. It's about shifting from a passive consumer to an active participant. Instead of just liking a friend's post, send them a message. Ask them how they are, really. Suggest meeting up for a coffee or find a group that shares your interests. A book club, a hiking group, a weekly five-a-side football game, a volunteering opportunity. The shared activity provides a natural reason to connect. It's about finding your tribe, even for a few hours a week. We also have to get better at being vulnerable. This is perhaps the hardest step in a culture that prizes stoicism. But we need to normalize talking about loneliness. Be able to say, I've been feeling a bit isolated lately, without shame, and be the person who doesn't try to fix it but simply listens. Sit with them, acknowledge it, and let them know they're not alone. In the end, this is a call to action for all of us. The solution to loneliness is not an app, it's us. A conscious choice to reach out, listen, and be present. If you're feeling lonely, know you're not alone. Talk to someone, a friend, a family member, a helpline. If you're not lonely, look around you. Who might need you? Send that text, make that call, ask someone to go for a walk. These small human gestures are the antidote. They are how we begin to mend connections and step out of the silence together. If this video resonated with you, please comment with your thoughts and subscribe for more content about the human experience in our digital age.